Is my audio and video clear? Can you guys please write in the comments? 3 people are waiting. So please confirm if audio and video is clear. Okay, I'll go ahead. We'll wait for... okay, first of all, let me introduce myself before that. Can you guys please type in the chat if you guys can hear me? There are 2 people. Hello. Is my video stuck? Hello? Hello? Yes, am I audible? Is the video tilted? Okay, you can hear and okay, is the video tilted? Fine. Now is it okay? Am I audible? Hi Vikram. Am I audible? And is my video clear? Okay, first time I'm using this mobile. That's why there's a little confusion. So please confirm if everything is clear. Okay, Vamsi, thank you for confirming. I'll go ahead. First, let me introduce myself. I am klniharika. I am a counseling psychologist and founder of Manastva. Manastva is an organization that provides counseling and legal aid to people who are mainly victims of any kind of abuse, or to the families. We help in kind of doing the restructuring within the family, and roles, responsibilities, and family structure restructuring we help. And so this is about me. Anybody wants to know more about me, you can ask your question in the chat. And moreover, if when I'm talking, please be responsive, and like please keep typing your answers in the chat. I'll read the answers in the chat, and I'll try to keep it interactive. It's not like just my lecture. I'll try to make it more interactive if you guys answer and respond. And any question or anything you want to add, or your input you want to give, anything that you want to share with everybody, you can write in the live chat. So I'll keep these videos very short, so that you'll not have to sit here for 1 hour and or 2 hours. So previously I used to actually do the live sessions for 1 hour, 2 hours, like that. But now I'm planning to do only for something like 15 minutes, 20 minutes. I'll wind up. So I'll be talking in very kind of only gist of the what I want to convey. So I'll be only talking a few points. And who all are there in the so viewers, please can you all say hi, so that I'll understand who all are there. Okay, Sharon is there. Hi Sharon. I'll explain. So what is this topic about? Yes, I'll explain. And anybody else? Okay, first question to all of you, that first of all, what is freedom, and how freedom gets restricted? Hi Venkatesh. So what is freedom and how freedom gets restricted. Of course, hi Ganesh, after so many years, I think you are contacting me. Thank you for joining this live. And so, what is freedom and how it gets restricted? First of all, we know about the extreme cases where a person gets imprisoned, so they're antisocial, they committed some murder, rape, so because of that robbery, they're put in the jail, and that's the extreme case where freedom is being cut. Like for example, a person cannot go and do whatever he wants, cannot live in the way he wants. That is something extreme. And if we keep that aside, what are all the problems that we see around us where there is no freedom? Like for example, we know cases where school children will be like, oh my god, we don't have freedom, and my headmaster is not allowing me to go out of the school, and my teacher is not allowing me to eat in the school class. So there we feel, people feel that freedom is being restricted. And we also hear from children and many people. And if we keep that aside, like in the office, some people will be like, okay, in the office we are not able to do whatever we want, I cannot look into the mobile phone when I'm in the office. So that's another way people feel. I'm not talking about absolute definitions here. So how people feel. So these are all the different categories where, for example, a child is going to school and a person is going to office. I'm not going to talk about that in this video, because when they have joined that school, or when they have joined that degree, or when they have already started, they kind of agree to it that they will lose their freedom. So it's not, at least their parents agreed that, for example, a child is feeling that he has no freedom in the school. At least his parent agreed, consented that he will not have freedom, and that's not exactly lose of freedom, because he had always choice to change the school, and the employee always had. And moreover, it's like, if a person sees the movies in the when he goes to office, or if he goes to a workplace, that's even violation of the rule, that violation of what is expected from him. Like that is in that case, because already he consented, he said that I will work for this company, I will like struggle for this company, I will input my inputs to this company. So that's why these cases I'm not talking where there is a consent and there is an agreement. For example, klniharika is not giving me freedom to pay less fee or pay more fee. That is where a client might feel. But klniharika is not giving freedom. It's not actually lack of freedom. It's just that we kind of agreed into a agreement. That in the initial phase we discussed how much is the fee and we agreed. So that's why that's a kind of agreement. I'm not talking about agreements. I'm not talking about extreme cases where imprisonment is there, government is involved, all that. So I'll be talking about day-to-day cases and day-to-day people. So let us say there is a restricting husband, restricting father, restricting boyfriend, restricting girlfriend, restricting wife, restricting mother. So in these, restricting mother-in-law, restricting friend, friend who will cry if I don't do something, if I don't listen to her. So like that, these restricting people in our life, I'm going to talk about them. That is where we lose the freedom. I'm going to talk about that kind of freedom. So I'm going to talk about freedom where, for example, a wife is not being allowed to go to somewhere, some place. Husband restricts her from going, and boyfriend says don't talk to any other guy, and the wife says that don't go and enjoy with your friends, and a mother says that don't to a major 18 plus, a mother says that you should not go and go to the party. And for somebody, like for example, married son, mother says that no, you should not go to movie with your wife. So these cases where there is a freedom is being restricted. So about that I am going to talk, as you asked Sharon. So this topic is about freedom. So there are, most of us, all of us or most of us feel restricted at least at one point of a time in our life. Like we'll feel like we are being restricted, and some people react to that in one way, that they will become studious, they want to study well, settle well, get a wonderful job, they want to become good employees, then they want to fight back, then they want to go independent, like they want to have a separate room for themselves, separate house for themselves. Another category of people will be like, they want to shout, fight back, and they want to be impulsive, break the things, and cry, hit the head. So this is another reaction to the too much of control in the family. And there can be another reaction where they will adjust, they'll become dependents, where they will keep asking what I should do, what I should wear, and they'll find some kind of happiness kind of thing in that, and they will adjust, adapt. So these three are the responses to restrictions. When there is a restriction to freedom, we humans respond in a different ways. Some people can try to become achievers and go separate, and some people will try to rebel, act, and some people might kind of adjust. But here point is, are they all free after they did what they think is a solution? Like some people go independently, they will build a house for themselves, but still I have seen people who go to abroad also, asking and telling everything to parents, and telling they actually, I'm not talking about everybody who talks to parents, I'm talking about people who ran away from parents because they felt restricted, and after that they started calling every day and asking mother, father, what I should do today, what I should eat today. And second category, impulsive people. After impulsive cycle, there will be a guilt cycle where they will feel, oh my god, I shouted on my mom, I shouted on my father. They chose to again do the same thing, listen to the parents or whatever it is. And third category, those who adjust, they keep feeling that my life is horrible, I am not in a good position. So here these three reactions, they are not going to work. And that, if that is the case, and let us talk about problematic cases in that. For example, if a parent is not allowing a child to wear what he wants, or parent is not allowing child to not go to something like party, or if a husband is not allowing wife to talk to guys, boyfriend is not allowing girl to not talk to guys, mother-in-law is not allowing daughter-in-law to go to parents house, and wife is not allowing husband to do the office work. So if these are the things, these are normal. Like for example, tolerate, we can tolerate these kind of things. There is a tolerability limit is there, where at one point that it becomes intolerable to people. So these restrictions and suffocation becomes intolerable. Like for example, what is that level? So even today on Republic Day we are talking about freedom. So when actually British rule became a problem, when people started kind of rebelling, that is because there will be a point beyond which people cannot tolerate restrictions, like rules, restrictions. Beyond a point, people cannot tolerate. To that point, they will tolerate. So let us talk about cases where, as I previously said, those are the cases where people tolerate somehow. For example, boyfriend asks not to talk to any other guy, and that girl will not talk to any other guys. Or maybe wife asks a husband to come early, he will try to come early and spend less, something like that. And husband asks wife not to go to, or mother-in-law asks wife not to go to her parents' house, she will somehow sacrifice and she will manage these things. But there will be a point where they cannot manage. Like for example, there is a boyfriend who beats his girlfriend and asks for sexual favors, and he kind of abuses her. There is another case where, like for example, parents beat a lot, physically abuse the children. So parents can beat children, of course, but that's very different. Parents can beat children means they can only beat when children, that is also, they cannot beat, they can give punishments, something like that. They can ask child to stand in one place, isolated place, something like that. That is only for child's welfare. But I have seen cases where they will actually cause injuries, and they kind of break the bones of the children. There are also extreme cases where parents try to beat children in such a way that bones are breaking, and almost it's like physical violence. It's kind of violence at home, and husband beating a wife, and husband kind of harassing a wife. So a mother-in-law kind of beating daughter-in-law. And these are extreme cases. Like for example, uh, in these extreme cases, what happens is this freedom restriction or kind of abusive kind of nature becomes not tolerable. So in that case, if somebody is not able to tolerate, how can they come out? So in the previous examples I told that some people try to struggle, become achievers and come out of that place, and some people will try to kind of fight back, show impulsivity and try to fight, and some people will try to adjust, but these things doesn't work, as I said. So then what works? What works is rationality. So what makes a person struggle, suffer, and take the pain and get the beatings, restrict the freedom, and become a kind of submissive to other person? What makes a person do all that? When he's lost his rationality, that is when he will allow somebody else to do all this. Like for example, if there is a wife and she's being beaten by husband, so what stops her? Is it actually her lack of money, or is it children, or is it she has no job? Is that the thing? No, it's the lack of rationality. Rationality means a ability to see things in the way they are, like in a scientific way. Scientific way means when you think of something, like for example, I am wearing a white shirt and Niharika is wearing a white shirt, and someone believes that Niharika always wears a white shirt, and that's a bias. That's not true. And today, based on one thing, you decide that everything is going to be same and everything is going to be like this. So that's a kind of irrational thought. When there is a no basis, there are 100 types of irrational thoughts. I'll further discuss in the upcoming videos what is irrationality, and this is kind of introduction to the series, and there will be a series on rationality and irrationality, and I'll be talking more about rationality and irrationality. So in this video I'm going to talk about what stops a person from fighting back, what stops a person from asking for freedom, what stops a person from kind of doing something that he or she wants, what stops a person from living complete life, what keeps a person in the abusive life or imprisonment, kind of, which is not given by court, imprisonment in that, like for example restrictions, rules, even when it is intolerable, even when those rules and restrictions are intolerable, that is their logic. Logic is something that keeps them in such situation. So when they have that kind of logic, because of which there will be some logic, so I am going to explain types of those logic and how people do this, why people do this, and how to overcome and how to break each kind of such logic which makes a person get stuck in the kind of prison of thoughts and prison of beliefs, prison of kind of illogical kind of things, because of which he or she loses his kind of potential to live a free life. So I'm going to talk about all such irrationality thoughts and all such problematic thoughts, all such illogical thoughts in the upcoming videos. So in this video, I'm going to wind up this video like in 1 or 2 minutes. If you guys have any questions, you can ask. So I'm going to keep each video very short, like 15 to 20 minutes. And in this video, only what is a take-home message, like what are the things I'll brief, like what I told from the base. So because some people joined in the middle, no, they were not there in the beginning. So I'll just do a small quick recap. So what I said is, people who go to jail, they don't have freedom, and people who give consent or agreement, in the agreement, like students and all, they don't lose freedom, but that's not actual loss of freedom, because they can change the school, they can go to different workplace anytime. So that's not actual loss of freedom. So these two cases I'm not going to talk in the upcoming videos, also this video also. Who I'm talking about people who will kind of give up freedom, listen to others, and kind of live in restrictions and get suffocated, and they try to rebel, or they try to achieve and escape, or they try to adjust. I'm going to talk about these kind of people, and these kind of people, and why do they do that. That's what I mentioned, that it is not because there is no empowerment, it's not because they don't have a job, it's not because they have some reasons they have, but mainly it's because they lose kind of rationality. And why, how, I'm going to explain also in the upcoming videos, and how to kind of improve kind of rational thinking, and how to become more rational. So all that I'm going to explain in the upcoming videos. So we'll meet again. So I'll announce that if you guys kind of subscribe to Manastva website, you'll get email notification. Like kind of there will be a blog post whenever I'm going to come live, I'll make a blog post. So you'll get notification. That is one way to stay tuned. Subscribe to Manastva blog, or another way is subscribe to my channel so that you'll get kind of notification. That is another way to stay tuned. And third way is you can also, if you have my phone number, and if you have it saved, or I know you or you know me, then you will see my WhatsApp status. Otherwise, if you are a stranger, you have to subscribe to Manastva blog, or you have to subscribe to my channel, klniharika channel. So these are the two ways to get notifications whenever there is a live webinar kind of thing. So in the upcoming videos, we will be talking about what are the different patterns that contribute to kind of loss, the people suffering, and why they suffer and why they choose to lose freedom. That's what we're going to talk. So I'll end the session, today's session here, and any other questions, anything, you can write in the chat. Now if you write immediately, I'll answer, or else if you write it in the comments, later I'll answer. Like if you write in the night, and tomorrow I'll answer, so in the reply. So any queries, anything, you write in the comments. So thank you for joining and watching this video. Thank you all. So bye, goodbye, and happy Republic Day. So enjoy your freedom on this happy Republic Day. Bye.